Welcome everyone to episode 9 of the Tailgate Update. Let's crack open a six-pack. First stop, baseball. Old boy Ronald Acuna. Fans there must have thought that they were playing football or something because they took him down in the middle of the outfield. Did you guys see that at all? That was pretty scary.
Took him down. I mean, my God, one hugged him. It looked like, and then next thing you know, it was like schoolyard bully stuff, and he just down he went.
Yeah,
they call that a struggle snuggle.
That was like
that was a good one. That was a good one.
It was innocent, but at the same time, it's like, what if somebody actually had some malintent there?
Yeah, and what happened to security? Like, he's playing center field. He's not playing that deep in Colorado.
Right.
Where's security, and how are they not seeing somebody run from, like, it would have to be like left field, left center, right?
They need to start hiring. Do you guys know how the Atlanta Braves, they have a guy called the Freeze, and
yes,
yeah,
around the outfield. Like, they need to hire that guy to be their security or something. Make sure ain't nobody getting over there to those players.
they need the Freeze.
Apparently it prompted the MLBPA to kind of call for some possibly new measures for security. Not really sure. They kind of made a general statement about wanting to increase player safety. So,
I'm sure they'll get more specific on that, like, as they go, and probably have like some. They were probably just being vague in the beginning, but they'll probably like kind of have actual action.
Yeah, it's almost like they're just like they're trying to do a broad stroke of, well, we're trying, Ronald. Okay, just because this happened to you doesn't mean action can be taken so quickly. But at the same time, they're like, we're trying. That's pretty much what the call for action kind of felt like to me.
Well, it just felt empty. It's like, oh, no kidding. Like, we care about player safety. Didn't before this, now we do.
They could have been more in depth about what they actually meant, what they were actually thinking, but they probably didn't feel like doing that at the time because they don't want to like say the wrong thing. Probably. So they're probably like thinking more security, but they didn't specifically state that because, they're going to have to talk about that. But
just kind of felt like your typical, like, mom mobile that has baby on board. Please don't slam your 2-ton truck into the back of me at 80 miles an hour, which I was planning on doing until I saw the sticker. But
your child saved your life.
Now that we're calling for player safety, now I'm aware.
Now we care. Yeah. And the thing is when every time you look in the back of the car, there isn't even like a like car seats like that. They just put that back there.
It's for insurance purposes. Otherwise, your rates would go up.
Definitely.
Oh, of course.
Proper safety devices on.
Progressive always lowers your insurance for having baby on board. Definitely.
It's like the Snapchat.
Can I do that for my cats? Are they my babies on board?
Fur babies, I guess.
Yeah.
Babies on board. Ronald Acuna on board. Don't hit.
That's right. Hands off. Stay in the stands.
TCU's probably wanting old Dion and his boys to keep their hands off their team, man. They walked to Texas Christian University, a 21-point favorite against the one-win Colorado Buffaloes from last year. And Dion smacks them up, win 45-42. Some unreal performances. Prime time doing his thing at the end of the game, calling out some journalists that were casting doubt on him and his program, keeping the receipts, very much prime. I'm not sure there's too many coaches that can get away with that level of attacking the media, or not, I don't want to say attacking the media, but maybe kind of dishing it back to them as much as he does. So
it's not like they don't deserve it.
No, definitely. And I mean, I get it. Pretty much, it's like a 75% roster turnover or something crazy that he did this year. They won one game last year. As much faith as you may have in a coach, it's still pretty incredible what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty unprecedented. There's a couple other like big Power Five programs got upset, like Purdue at home loses to Fresno State. That's pretty embarrassing to start off the Ryan Walters era. So Dion could have went that route. He won. Ryan Walters did not. Baylor loses to Texas State. Texas freaking State. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
It was a hard week of college ball. There was a lot of people who I know there was some kind of high hopes for some teams, and they're just completely floundering. For example, I know it's week 0, but with Navy completely shit the bed with with
Yeah.
in Ireland. That was rough, and not only was it a rival, but it was in another country. That just hits different.
Getting smacked up by Notre Dame is kind of expected, I guess. I don't know. Navy's just not where they be, but other teams that aren't where they used to be starting next year, Stanford, Cal, and SMU all scheduled to join the ACC next year. What's the Pac-12 down to now? 2 teams?
I believe it's a Pac-4 now.
Is it a Pac-4 now?
Yeah, it's Pac-4. Yep.
We do 6-packs and they do 4-packs. I got it.
Yep.
It's their own doing. I mean, you think about last week, USC versus San Jose State. One of the only ranked teams that's playing week 0 last week, and you couldn't find that game unless the Pac-12 network somehow. I don't even know what they're on. I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings watching all the games, and they didn't have the channel. I mean, nobody could watch it. It seemed like the only people that saw the game were people that were there. So their TV contracts it's embarrassing, and that's why teams are leaving. Like they don't promote themselves. Big Ten has done more promoting with USC, Oregon, and all of their newcomers than I've seen the Pac-12 do in years. So kind of their own doing.
Well, as someone who covers SMU, it is exciting to see them climb. They went, to the AAC, and now they're going to be in the ACC, and it's a pretty quick upward trajectory. So, good things coming from them. It seems like the Mustangs are galloping along.
Yeah, we'll see.
Good grief.
That's a big.
Those.
The ACC's been, or AAC has been getting plucked from. Several teams have now moved on to the Big 12 ACC now. So we'll see what that conference.
And they got a lot of people from the CUSA. So they filled up as soon as they lost people, and so they didn't really take it sitting down. They just added more people to their team, to their conference, and those people were really, really excited about being there, and they did a decent job of promoting it to me. And so kind of an exciting conference to watch. And so I think at least they didn't just become a Pac-4. They added some new teams, gave them a little bit more a bigger league to work with, and those teams are definitely taking the advantage for that, especially like University of North Texas. They are ready to go out and get it. So they're not ignoring this great opportunity. So I think the ACC probably handled that about as well as they could have. AAC. There's a lot of abbreviations.
Too many.
Yes.
Yeah, they definitely get a for effort in terms of replenishing what they've been losing. And it's always good conference. Like, it sucks losing those teams, but showing that conference has been so relevant. Those teams have been really good, and now they're getting the call up.
Right.
And a little bit of a desperation move, I think, from the ACC and Big 12 and trying to stay relevant and keep up with the Big 10 and SEC. But you could be the Pac-12, the Pac-2, Pac-4, Pac-0 here to be soon. Just an embarrassment. Kind of another story coming out of a former Pac-12 player. We brought him up last week. Reggie Bush is finally suing the NCAA for defamation and to get back his Heisman Trophy, which he rightfully owns or deserves at this point. Like, call a spade a spade. college football is what it's always been. It's only now that it's legal with these NIL deals and drugs still aren't legal, Johnny. But I think it's good. I don't have high hopes for it winning that case. How about you guys? But I'm definitely hoping that it comes out the right way and it's reinstated.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that he's even trying it and that he has. I think that means a lot, at least to be able to express himself and kind of be able to put his truth out there. Because I know he doesn't feel like he was portrayed 100% correctly at the time, and there's like extenuating circumstances that sort of complicated the situation. And so I think it'll be helpful for him to feel like at least he can clear his name or communicate where he's coming from. And so even if he doesn't get it back, and it also will create there'll be a trail, court cases, and maybe this will be referred to in other cases in the future. So even if it doesn't work for him, this could be a landmark case in a way. So
yeah, Reggie's he was quoted as saying it's about truth, getting the facts out, and holding the NCAA accountable. That's pretty much all he wants.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have his Heisman back. But pretty much all he wants is the NCAA to finally be held accountable for their actions. Because, he was accused of accepting improper payments from external source while he was in college. There was accusations.
May be true.
Yeah.
But even let's look at the landscape now. Like, how can you retroactively, while this is now legal for schools and players to be getting this form of payment, why are we taking former players now? Especially like we mentioned last week, the Johnny Manziel thing. And it's like, this kind of just goes to show that NCAA only investigates who they feel like investigating. And they only find what they want to find.
Yeah, the lawsuit claims that the NCAA's handling of the investigation into the allegations was flawed. Hence why the truth, he wants the truth. He feels like they mishandled it. He was stripped based on accusations of all of his, his titles, and voluntarily returned his Heisman Trophy due to the fact that there was accused. That's it.
Yeah.
I've been like, my cold dead hands, man. Come get it.
I'm ready to hear his truth. Okay, yeah. As a true crime person, I'm gonna be watching that case. Okay, because I want to hear the deets. So lay it on us, Reggie.
Do it for the brand, Reggie. For the boys and gals.
Everybody. Yep.
How petty was this by Reggie? He unveiled the lawsuit at LA Coliseum, the same venue where he made his name.
Good for him.
Oh, there you go, Reggie.
He gets petty points for that. He's in Swoop's Petty University.
Maybe this ends up putting a little pressure to the NCAA, a little fire to the feet.
Yeah.
Maybe end up buckling under it. Who knows? I mean, people have been clamoring for him to be reinstated for a couple of years now. So
this could be his moment.
Be it. If not now, when?
Yeah, this whole thing just kind of irritates me because Johnny admits to everything he did, all the illegal stuff, and there's no investigation launched at all.
And he's getting paid for it.
Yeah. They're glorifying what Johnny did and pretty much, throwing Reggie out, throwing him under the bus and all that.
And honestly,
accountability is going to go a long way here.
If the University of Florida's The Swamp Kings documentary that they had on Netflix wasn't such a fluff piece and actually did some digging, they very well could be in line for some retroactive sanctions, but they won't. Again, the school or whoever is making money off that. So
right.
Accountability. That's what we're asking for.
That's all we're asking.
That's all we ask for is accountability. Stop pretending to be a giant that rules all and actually do your job correctly.
Okay. We want to talk accountability. Let's talk accountability. Who's going to hold Jim Irsay accountable?
Jonathan Taylor.
Mental health counselor.
Which one?
A nurse at the nursing home.
Maybe a new one.
All the RNs at the nursing home.
Completely destroying Indianapolis before they even kick the ball off next Sunday. Like,
Is it next Sunday or is it this coming Sunday?
this coming Sunday, sorry.
Ah, yes.
September 10th. Don't forget it.
Yeah, that's right.
Move him. Him being Jonathan Taylor. He's still on the pup list. Nobody bit on their trades.
I mean, they tried to, but they gave him like 2 days and unrealistic expectations for what they wanted. So it wasn't like teams weren't interested. It just like the conditions were not suited for him to find another. That they pretty much made it impossible.
Yeah, the number pretty much
wanted to trade for him, but in the same breath that Jim Irsay says that he isn't worth shit and we're not going to pay him, he also requests, this is per Dove Kleiman via Omar Kelly of Sports Illustrated, they wanted from the Dolphins one of Jalen Waddle or Christian Wilkinson plus at least a second-round draft pick. And Taylor.
Outrageous.
You know how much you'd be paying that second-round draft pick for Jalen Waddle? Like,
yeah.
What? Just. And here's the thing too, they're pulling running backs off the streets right now because Nyheim Hines blew a wheel and he's out for the season a few weeks ago. No Jonathan Taylor right now. So they're just pulling. I'm like, they would literally pay anybody and have anybody else run that rock than Jonathan Taylor.
Well, Nyheim Hines is in Buffalo though, so is he not? Yeah, he's in Buffalo, and he's having a dispute with Buffalo right now about getting paid.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
I digress. Stand corrected. But they are down another running back. They're whoever their RB2 is right now.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember his name now. That's not Nyheim Hines. I know that.
No, that's a shame.
It's
really
just
a shame.
And it's really rude to Taylor. First off, they've been nothing but horrible this entire time. Then they kind of fake it out like they're going to give him the opportunity to go somewhere else. But they give him this ridiculous time frame to do it in. And then they have unrealistic expectations. And so it's sort of like, not only is it awful to the other teams, but then it sort of gave him false hopes for what could have been. And that feels extra evil because now he probably will still be there and they can be like, well, we tried to trade you. And so it's like kind of some more mind games going on, and and Taylor doesn't deserve any of that.
Yeah. Now they're gonna be like, oh, see, nobody wanted you. You're not worth it.
Yeah, you're not worth Waddle and a second round draft pick, which is true, but still, that shouldn't have been the asking.
Jonathan Taylor's about ready to post some Joker tweets. I'm telling you.
How much of this on
he's about to,
like, I don't.
He's gonna be my true crime segment is where he's gonna be.
Like, it's super frustrating because he's done nothing but give his all to the team behind an awful offensive line. Like, he led the league in rushing while leading the league in like the fewest yards before contact. That's insane. It's also embarrassing for Irsay. Like, how do you not give this guy an offensive line besides Quentin Nelson?
Well,
come on.
Him and Chris Ballard, which, Chris Ballard just not too long ago was revered as one of the best GMs in the league. And now I'd say he's probably one of the worst. And part of the problem is you took like 6 swings at old quarterbacks that just didn't work out. And then, your offensive line is good for about 2 years, and now nobody knows how to block anymore. And we'll see. I mean, they're hanging by a thread and hoping that Anthony Richardson turns into what they think he's going to, because if not,
how is he going to?
Ballard's gone, but Irsay, he needs to go, man. I mean, he's a poor man's Jerry Jones. At least Jerry goes out and wins at least 8 games. Wait, what?
Worse, yeah.
He's not a total, like, he's going to put his foot in his mouth, but
yeah.
if you're gonna be that eccentric, at least you have to win. Is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how Richardson's going to turn into anything that they're hoping. How's he going to do it? If you're not going to give Jonathan Taylor, an offensive line, what's Richards going to do with Michael Pittman as his number one?
Well, that's not good.
No.
Pittman's a good receiver, but he's not a bona fide number one.
No, he's at best a 3. I would think in my mind.
Yeah, he reminds me of like a T. Higgins, I think.
So yeah, he's on that tier of like probably on that borderline.
Because I think T. Higgins would probably be a 1 elsewhere.
Maybe in Houston.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. That's a joke. That's a joke. But I think Pittman's on that borderline of Higgins, Boyd area. Like,
yeah, I guess Boyd would be a better comparison than Higgins. I think,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And Jonathan Taylor would be a great safety valve for a young quarterback that has got very minimal starts under his belt and probably is going to struggle with the speed of NFL defenses.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, they had Taylor on the PUP list for like non-disclosed injuries, right? Like they said he had a back injury and he's like,
but I don't have one.
He's like, what back injury?
I'm good actually, but thanks.
Yeah, and he's had multiple hiatuses from the team for personal issues. It's like that's why what irritates me the most about it is he went to you, gave his all, asked for a trade, you granted it. You gave him 5 days total.
Yeah.
To find a good deal and then said, "Oh, it's not a fair trade." The Rams went and told Robert Woods, Rams did, hey, you permission to seek a trade. And they sent him where he wanted to go for like a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
And they gave him a month to do it. Come on.
Yeah, definitely some hardcore gaslighting going on in that building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing if you want to like hurt him, like mess with his career or force him to do what you want, but it's another thing to like really get into his head and like play around in there, and that's an extra level. You didn't have to go there. You didn't have to get that personal. So
no, it got there.
No. There. Yeah, he's a clown. That's all I got to say. He's a clown.
Well, Ryan, let's do a little. So enough of the South. Let's go to the North. All right.
Okay.
Let's preview some ball clubs.
All right, we can go up north. We can take a trip. All right, where do you want to start? We can start AFC. We can start NFC.
Let's start AFC.
You want to start? Which one is it? AFC or NFC? Come on, guys.
Said AFC, right?
Well, Julie said NFC, I think.
No, I said A too.
Oh, okay, we'll do AFC.
All right,
let's start with the AFC North. So, I got the Bengals winning it, 12-5. Pretty simple, as long as Burrow stays healthy.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah. Let's see. Baltimore 10-6.
Buy that.
We got Pittsburgh 8-9. I don't buy Kenny Smallhands Pickett.
Oh.
I don't buy Pickett line at all.
Buy that defense though.
Yeah, that defense will win him 8 games.
This will be Tomlin's first year under 500 if they only win 8.
I don't believe Tomlin's that great of a coach. I think he's had teams. I think he's had teams that have been coattail riders off of Coward.
Oh, those are fighting words, Ryan. Let's just skate past that.
That's how I feel.
I don't have the energy to combat you on that. Wrong for that.
He had Big Ben. He's had great defenses. He's had Big Ben for forever.
Like Big Ben has been an asset. He looked like a walking inhaler ad for like the last couple of years.
Wow.
I'm just saying to say that Mike Tomlin got lucky with a geriatric QB is a tough sale for me here.
Got all sorts of stuff flying around. Right?
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm not buying Tomlin. I don't think I never bought him.
Well, no one asked you, but let's keep going.
Okay.
I was not ready for either one of you on that one.
All right.
I wasn't expecting Ryan to start throwing, daggers like that. I wasn't
gonna say anything until Caleb brought up Tomlin's greatness.
football for almost 20 years and has never had a losing season.
But he's not that good because he has Big Ben. Big Ben of all people. Emphasis on the big.
And I don't agree with this either.
That's rude. That's
okay,
mean,
let's talk about the things that Big Ben did and they just brush under the rug and see how rude that is.
Well, I'm not going to refute.
I'm not going to argue that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't mind me if I feel like I need to comment on Big Ben because Ben. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we know his true crime background, Julie.
Yeah.
We know.
So don't mind me if I'm gonna point out his physical inadequacies and not pretend like they are somehow an asset to Tomlin. I mean, the audacity.
The on-field product is what it was, but the off-field product is also what it was.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Massage Monster leading Cleveland to 6 wins, finishing 4th place.
Man, I got a lot of people that are picking them to be a sneaker into the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
With what?
Really good. And I just like Myles Garrett, and that's it.
Ooh. Color me interested. Myles Garrett, and that is it. Love it.
I have the same list as you. As usual, we have the exact same lineup of rankings, so I'm with you on this one. I have heard that. I think that is just people speculating and kind of like it'll be real controversial if they make it up there because but boy, wasn't it awkward during the preseason when they would not stop bringing up Massage Monster's legal situation? I was like, how was that 4 times or 5? And the game hasn't even started yet. So people are starting to talk about it, but it's still like one of those things. So like, I think most of people want to see him burn, and then there's some fans who want to see him do well. And so I think like there's sort of it's a hot topic. So I think that's part of the driving force behind that.
I think that people are assuming that he's not going to be nearly as bad as he was last year, and he's going to return to somewhat of the same point that he was before he was suspended. But I don't see it. I don't know. I see them probably to 7 or 8 wins. I think that whole division will kind of float around there, except for the Bengals. I'm going to say Bengals go 11-6, Ravens 10-7, Steelers go 9-8, and I'll say Cleveland goes 7-10.
I just realized I had Baltimore at 10-6.
Yeah, a lot of them are just real upper mid. I mean, in comparison to some of our other divisions and teams, this one is hardly bad, but I would say there's not a lot of standouts either, but they're on the upper end of sort of. But I also agree that the Bengals are going to be the standouts for sure.
They have to be. I mean,
they'll beat up on each other this year is what I think is going to happen. It's
every AFC North game will be a bloodbath, almost guaranteed.
Yeah, they call it the black and blue division for a reason. So
I'm here for it because I have never forgotten about Myles Garrett beating that man with his own helmet and the most sweetest delivery.
He deserved it.
I have never been so enthused during a game to see it happen in real time. I mean, I freaked out. It's one of the greatest moments of NFL history for me. So I'm here for it. Bring on the blood bath. Okay.
I agree.
We'll put that on a true crime segment.
Absolutely. The story of the AFC North. 2023 episode. Okay. So let's head over to the NFC. Let's go to Michigan.
All right. Be easy now, Ryan.
I got Detroit going 11-6 winning the division.
Just relax.
Just relax. I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed here. Got Minnesota going 9-8. Here's where you're gonna get mad at me. I got Green Bay going 7-10 on the back of the defense.
Oh, honestly, that's perfect. You know why that's good? Because they're not gonna make the playoffs at 7-10, and they're not gonna have a top 10 pick.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So now
it's like top 15.
This is one of the first times where we just didn't agree at all, Ryan.
Really?
You got the Bears at?
I got the Bears finishing 5-12, but I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know about that one. That could be more. That could be less.
Are going to do so well.
Why do I think the Vikings will do so well?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see them being worse than Green Bay with Jordan Love at quarterback.
I just see that defense is just not. That just ain't it, man.
I don't know. I think their offense could, pull it together to win some shootouts, but I just don't see them being worse than Green
Without
Bay.
Dalvin Cook, I mean, they do have Justin Jefferson, but
Yeah, they got Jet. Yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see
I'm
it
just
being
annoyed
worse than
by
Green Bay.
Kmart Cousins. I just want to see him go somewhere else.
Kmart Cousins. I've never actually heard that. I haven't.
He's about as exciting as a bowl of vanilla ice cream, and so I'm ready to have that move on. And so, hopefully, this is the end for.
He's like a great value quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. No, I called him Kmart because Cousins because his wife buys all of those ridiculous shirts that he wears at Kmart.
What's wrong with that?
That was a part of the Netflix show. There's nothing wrong with wearing Kmart shirts. There is a crime though with the shirts that they pick out there.
Hey, you know what? That's like the old Navy of the Midwest, right?
It really
is.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Kmart, but did they have to pick the ones that they did? I mean, his wife, I'm putting the true crime segment as a fashion disaster.
So I got Detroit winning the division.
Perfect.
10-7.
Okay.
I like them. I still it's hard for me to truly buy into a Detroit team in back years.
Yeah.
Okay, so just I like Dan Campbell a lot. I think Jared Goff has turned over a new leaf and he's pretty good. I like him on Ross St. Brown, even though he's just incredibly damn annoying. And that guy and his podcast with his brother. It's ridiculous. I think that defense will be a lot better. But I think that they might slip up on a couple games that they probably should win. Next up, I've got second and third are going to have the same record.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I got Green Bay and Chicago at 8 and 9.
Why do you? Okay, yeah, I know you're a Bears fan. What makes you feel like the Bears can win 8 games?
Schedule. We're playing a last place schedule.
Okay.
I think Justin Fields is going to take a big leap forward. They will say what you want, but they got to a point last year, the last probably 4 or 5 games, are like, the more games we win, the worse position we're going to be in. I don't know how much heart was in the coaching staff, knowing that they had at least a couple of years runway. That's me just being a Bears fan, probably. But that offensive line much improved. Addition of DJ Moore, another year with Cole Kmet. I think he had the most tied for most reception touchdowns among tight ends last year. They've got like a 4-headed monster at running back, and the defensive backfield this year mightily improved. And then they probably have one of the best linebacking cores in the league with Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and one of Jack Sanborn or Noah Sewell. So our defensive front is the big issue there. That their D line is just pretty bad right now, or at least unproven, I should say.
So you're saying you have no faith in the pass rush, is what you're saying right now?
Yeah, going to be the one biggest thing they probably needed to address outside of offensive line help last year was probably DL, and they just didn't really do it. I mean, they drafted 2 interior defensive linemen, Zach Pickens and Javon Dexter. So I liked them a lot, but that's a hard position. And I don't know how much faith you can put in day 2 rookies.
Is Hicks still there?
Who?
Hicks? Akeem Hicks?
No. Last team he played for was Tampa.
Okay. Yeah. That guy could get out of town.
He's a monster.
He can kick rocks.
I have a similar lineup actually. I did Lions, Bears, Packers, and Vikings. So I think.
Okay.
I like what the Vikings have on offense. Absolutely hate what they have on defense. It's either overpaid guys or it's nobody. So I had them going 7-10. I think that the North divisions are going to be really tight.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a class ahead of the NFC right now, as is like the whole conference really in a whole. But yeah, I like the Lions to win it.
I think the division will come down to the last week of the season. Maybe.
Good. I know Bears
I know.
in the last week. I'm guessing maybe Detroit and Minnesota play each other.
I'll have to look at let me look at the schedule real quick.
But
hold on, real quick.
Do that the past handful of years.
Yeah, I see good things coming from the Bears. I see them as being a much more predictable climb up versus the Browns, if I had to pick.
Right, cool.
And I can't wait to see the Packers burn either. The little cheeseheads running around New Orleans like they own something. I'm ready to see them really kind of crumble a little bit. I'm so ready.
They need some humble pie.
They do. They forgot what that tastes like, and they need a good introduction.
Yeah. I don't even think that Love is going to be a bad quarterback. I think he's going to be an average to above average quarterback. But if he turns into the third Hall of Fame quarterback in a row, I mean, I'm going to be just in shit. I mean,
yeah, I've never had a problem with Love. I've always felt like he was an unfortunate, he's also a victim of the cheeseheads, just in a very different way. So I've never held something against him. We've seen him for about 4 seconds. So how do we even have ammunition to be mad at Love? I mean, he's done nothing.
Oh, okay. So Minnesota travels to Detroit to end the season.
Oof.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be nice.
I really think it's gonna be Detroit, but man, like I said, it's hard for me to wrap my little brain around.
Good grief. They even have a flex game. It could be the 16th or the 17th. Detroit does. Against Denver. Well, they're hosting Denver. Why? Is the NFL doing that ridiculous thing where they have games before Christmas weekend? Like they do the back-to-back Christmas weekend thing?
Yeah, I think
because they got Detroit playing Christmas Eve, which is Sunday. It makes sense. That's just dumb. I hate the NFL does that gimmicky stuff. I really do.
Well, you see, they're wanting to put flex spots to Thursday night football now.
Why?
Say you were scheduled to play Sunday at noon, but you got a primetime game coming up. Now you might be bumped up 3 days to Thursday, which I think is a total disaster.
Yeah, that's
to the games and the players, man. That's rough.
Yeah, that's a hazard waiting to happen right there.
Not cool.
Not cool at all, right? Yeah.
But as a fan, man, I gotta take probably Thursday off at least. Probably gotta take Friday off too, because I'm not getting back until, if I'm a local, I'm not getting back until late that night.
Right.
Not a good look. That's too much money grabbing with Amazon to me.
Yeah, they're bound to the almighty dollar right now, and it's ridiculous, and it's actually slapping the face to fans.
It's I'm not naive to what's going on, but it's frustrating to watch. It really is.
Yeah. The NFL will do as they please because we're going to keep giving them money. It's the same reason why Madden is as trash as it is. We keep giving them money.
Send me down that topic, man.
I can't wait till 2K makes their next game. If NFL 2K comes back like it was when it left, oh, they are in trouble, Madden is.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Ryan. Going to close out the 6-pack with this week's showdown. It's a new segment we're doing. Basically a game of Would You Rather. And what we would like to do moving forward is that anybody in the comment section, we can either vote on it or just come up with your own suggestions of what you want to see each week. And we'll implement that. And you want to hear us kind of go back and forth on who would we rather have in any given situation. So, Ryan, lead us off, buddy.
Okie dokie, Labor Day Showdown is underway here. Would you rather trade up in the draft for the number 1 pick or trade for an established QB to start your rebuild? Caleb, go first.
It, am I thinking like, so am I thinking like next year's draft? Am I wanting that guy, or is this like retroactively any other number one pick that'd be available?
All right, let's 2012 draft.
2012 draft.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Is that Andrew Luck?
Yeah, let's make it less specific than a specific year. It's the next draft quarterback that we don't know anything about yet. And yes, and an established quarterback, we're assuming it's a decent one.
Yeah. So pretty much.
I mean, you can get get a Matt Ryan or or a Matthew Stafford, okay? But the idea is,
Yeah.
Give me a list of give me 3 current quarterbacks that I have to choose from.
All right, Kirk Cousins. Let's do Lamar Jackson and let's go with Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford right now, as he currently is.
Yeah. Let's just say we don't know if he's gonna retire in 2 years. Okay.
And we're staring down the gun of somebody, the fire almost, somebody who's like Bryce Young. We're not quite sure what he's made out of, but he's a great quarterback player.
Yeah, so Caleb Williams is the USC quarterback. Is probably going to end up being the number 1 pick.
Likely, yes.
But man, it's hard to not take a proven entity like a Kirk Cousins, Matt Stafford, something like that. I'm probably not going to pick Matt. I'm going to go with the veteran. I'm not going to go Matt Stafford. I'm just going to say because he's at the ladder. Lamar Jackson, man, his MVP season was an aberration. I'm going to go Captain Kirk. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
He's guaranteed 4,000 some yards and 30 touchdowns every year. He's steady.
Yeah, but he's also guaranteed. He's also guaranteed to
a lot.
Yeah.
If this was Stafford like 6-7 years ago, no brainer.
Yeah. Julie, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm not going to get all specific like that because I don't feel the need. So I'm just going to say the vast majority of the times that I would pick the established person that I know what I'm quarterback that I know what I'm getting from them because I'm allergic to change and I don't like to take risks.
Thank you for your honesty.
Oh my of course. Goodness, Julie. I was not expecting that answer.
Well, hi, my name is Julie. I'm addicted to having everything stay the same.
My name is Julie. I hate change.
Yeah, so I know this had to be a little therapist corner, but absolutely would pick consistency over God knows what.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going with the trade for established QB. It's already proven to work for me. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
Rams won a Super Bowl doing that. So, if I had the chance to do it again, I'd do it again. It's not a big deal.
Base would.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
All right, showdown number 2.
Do it.
2 minutes left, down 6. Who are you taking to lead the game-winning drive? Okay. A, Peyton Manning. B, Dan Marino. C, Stafford. Or D, Joe Montana.
Am I up?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I feel cheap saying Joe Montana because I never got to watch him. His last year was 94, I think.
Yeah.
Been 1 year old. So I'll just say Peyton Manning. I'm going to say Peyton Manning.
Okay, why?
Probably in terms of pure quarterbacking, probably the greatest ever. I'm just going to say it. I'm not here to be friends with anybody. I'm just giving you my cold, hard opinion.
Okay.
Dan Marino, I would say Joe Montana, but I never watched.
You see, when I made this, I had Brady as the first choice, but I figured, Tom Brady. Everybody's that sheep type of thing where it's Tom Brady's a go.
Dan Marino, I didn't really get to see him either.
I didn't either. He retired when I was like 2 years old. So, but there's things called YouTube, Caleb.
There is, and I watch every
so
now and then.
That's why my answer would be Dan Marino, because as a sports injury epidemiologist, he is an aberration and a freak. The fact that he was even able to move on the field at all, and then like hobbled on there, and then was able to create like the most amazing moves of all time, and then hobble his way off with his atrophied leg muscles and his bad knees, and all the surgeries that were coming for that and already happened, and the fact that he was able to be out there at all and even on his feet, and then to create the magic when the whistle blew. Some of his teammates would say that it was like he was a whole nother person. He would go on there literally hobbling, struggling to like stay balanced, and then the whistle would blow, and then he would pull this magic out. And I have seen it because I'm also a football historian, so I wasn't alive for it, but I have a lot of appreciation for Peg Leg Dan, as I call him. And so yeah, I would absolutely pick him because for whatever reason, the magic comes on when the whistle blows.
All right.
That's very in depth, Julie. I like that. That's good.
Uh-huh.
So call me Homer, but I love Stafford in this situation because the fact that he is, since entering the league, he has the most game-winning drives and fourth quarter comebacks. And since 2009 till now, he's had 42, I think, fourth quarter comebacks and 36 game-winning drives.
He played for about 10 years. So, and
he played 12 years in Detroit. So
that's why he was. You get a lot of opportunities there.
But still, he played in Detroit, dude.
Yeah, it was
a lot of opportunities or not. Come on.
No, I'm with you, and I think that's a strong choice.
And also, hey, what Julie said, like, shout out Dan Marino. That dude was throwing 5,000 yards a season before, like, it was a thing.
Before, with a shriveled leg muscle, literally.
The rules were completely catered to defense. I mean, you could just blast receivers, break the quarterback in half, and not be called for it. Totally different area.
He had shoes of two different sides, and one of them had to have an implant in it. He had to have like one with like a higher heel with like something inside because his legs were two different heights. Because of all the injuries and things like that and the muscles. And so he is out here with these two mismatched shoes, like hobbling along with an atrophied leg muscle, making it all look like easy once it happened. So
yeah, man, he was doing it without a running back. Like, can anybody remember, like, off the top of their heads, who the running back was for Dan Marino? Ever? No, nobody.
No, I can't.
My dad's even trying. He can't remember.
Okay, good. I was like, let me get my history book out.
But really.
But everybody knows Clayton and Duper, so.
Yeah. He was married, but then he ended up fathering a child with a like young sportscaster or something, like on whatever channel he was broadcasting for. So that
CBS?
was pretty cool. What?
He was on CBS, I believe, at one point.
Yeah. I think that was there. He had to move on to a different one, but he has a little baby Marino with her, and I think he's still married to his wife that he has like 1 billion children with. But like, shut up.
He's a Phillip Rivers before Phillip Rivers.
I appreciate a Peg Leg Dan was also making big moves on the sidelines too. I'm like, okay.
Basketball still has some heat to it, apparently.
Okay, with his weirdly mismatched feet and everything. He's like, look, he was getting it on and off the field, and so yes, I do.
More power to him. More power to him.
Yep.
All right. Showdown number 3. More skill position, cornerback or wide receiver?
Harder?
Yeah, what's the more skill position?
Oh, corner.
Why?
What? Anybody can be receiver, man. You know what's going on. Try being the guy not knowing what's going on, man. No, corner is definitely I played high school football back in my day, so
Oh yeah, you're definitely qualified.
Yeah,
yeah.
when Dan Marino's legs were the same length.
No, yeah, corner
Stop.
definitely is the hardest thing for sure. So I had no doubt about it, man. That's a tough position. You gotta have short-term memory too, the corner. So
Well, that's not going to be a problem. You're going to have it for real soon.
Oh my goodness. What do you got, Julie?
Nah. This question does not interest me that much, Ryan. I think in order to be good at either one, you would have it requires a different and still important skill set.
Oh, hold on. Did you just meh me?
You got meh.
You just meh.
You got meh. Pack it up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, do better next time.
Julie's trying to kill the showdown segment already.
I am not. I just expect better. Next week will be better. I believe it. All right.
Okay. I'm going cornerback.
Don't go. Okay, why, bro?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why?
In this era, it's pretty simple. In this era, you touch the receiver, you breathe on him, and you're flagged.
That's facts, man. That's facts.
My goodness. All right.
So,
Last one.
yeah.
Last one here. Showdown 4. Who do you not want to see lined up against your favorite team? Aaron Donald, Reggie White, LT, or prime JJ Watt?
I'm saying LT, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my team. I'm worried about my team's kids, man. He might eat them.
Yeah, he might snort them too.
Yeah, LT, no doubt. Yeah. No disrespect to the other guys, but yeah, LT for sure.
He ate glass at parties as a trick.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. Whatever.
But I would have to say, because I have a shorter memory, that Aaron Donald, because he broke my quarterback's finger, his thumb, and gave him like the first injury that has ever made him miss a game ever. And he's a repeat thumb offender because he also came for
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees's appendages.
Yeah.
His phalanges or whatever. And so that look, a quarterback needs their fingers.
They should stop trying to give him high fives. Okay?
Yeah, I get that LT will probably split them in half, but at least they'll still have their throwing arm.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Aaron Donald's on my side.
I'm just gonna leave it there because I don't feel like I wanna really feel how I feel about Donald right now. So
fun fact for you. Russell Wilson has been sacked more times by Aaron Donald than anybody in his career.
That's another fun fact no one asked for. So who would you pick, Ryan?
Who would I pick?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, prime JJ Watt is pretty much my LT, so.
I hear you. JJ Watt liked a good nap. I just wrote an article about all of the players who appreciate naps as much as I do, and JJ Watt is one of them. And so for that,
yeah,
20 sack seasons, didn't he?
How many 20 sack seasons did he have?
Two in a row, right?
JJ? Oh,
yeah.
God, let me look it up. Hold on.
I think so.
Hold on here. 2?
I believe 2.
Dad says 2.
Oh, 2? Yeah. That sounds
well,
right.
Dad's voting 2, so.
That's 2.
When your dad says it, it's basically true. So.
Yeah, when Dad says something, it's always true. Definitely.
Well, not always, but basically.
JJ he's gonna get to you. He's gonna get to
you.
But
yeah, he had 2.
Sorry, probably afterwards and help you up. But
yeah.
LT, he's probably gonna spit on you when you're down there.
That is not true, and I don't appreciate the slander. When he knocked that one guy out and like almost paralyzed him on the field, he was like hyperventilating, trying to bring the team over. He's like, oh my God, because when he realized that he was injured and that he was actually injured, he was scared.
Just a standard sack, though, not somebody almost dying on.
Yeah, definitely. He broke
I
Dyson's
don't
leg and he's like, hey.
appreciate. He was a good catcher. I don't appreciate that assertion. I think he was a very caring person in his own way.
Okay, so Watt did have 2 20-sack seasons. Both were 20 and a half. He had 15 plus sacks in 4 of his 12-year career.
That's true.
Right? Yeah, and he had 12 and a half sacks in his final career or final season. He played 16 games that year.
With Arizona?
Yeah, 12 and a half in his last year in Arizona.
Good for him, man. Holy smokes.
He had 18 tackles for a loss, too.
He ended on a good note.
Yeah, he had 25 QB hits that year, too.
Most guys don't do that. They'll usually try to play another year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's smart with how he orchestrated that.
He finished with 114 and a half career sacks.
The reason why he should.
It's up there.
Yeah, I mean, Donald and Watt had like the most scariest stretches anybody's seen in a long time.
Be better Strahan.
Yeah. Khalil Mack was up there for a bit, but he just couldn't stay healthy, man.
Khalil Mack? Oh, yeah. He was,
Well, gentlemen, I think this was another great one for the books. Make sure if you would rather choose something other than we did, or you agree with our choices, let us know, in addition to letting us know what questions you would like for us to answer next week. And we're gonna shut this 6-pack down now, because I'm gonna pretend to celebrate the rest of my Labor Day weekend.
Closing time.
can't go home, but you gotta go leave here.
Why you trying to swim away from me, Sheldon?
I think you can't get very far.
Basically, gonna have a few scenarios for us. We're gonna pick. Yeah, got that. Like that.
Got of SmackDown.
We have some National Geographic happening here.
Ah, yes, the wild kitty sitting in the chair.
No, you don't see Doopy in the background hunting him?
Yes. At such late hour, they decide they are going to hunt.
That is when they do it.
The chair becomes the crown.
I didn't throw up. Welcome back. Let's crack open a cold one. Let's just restart that one. How about that?
Let's crack open a cold one.